Hello YouTube and welcome back to another alternate history video. And today I got the 2012 presidential election once again. And this time I got it between the incumbent president Barack Obama still, but against Republican challenger Donald Trump, who of course ran in 2016 and of course won the presidency against Hillary Clinton. And of course in the actual 2012 scenario, of course Mitt Romney was a nominee and Donald Trump, who I got as the alternate nominee, was speculating about running in 2012 but decided not to. And of course, like I said, Romney, who did run, got the nomination against challengers like Ron Paul and Rick Santorum and Newt Gingrich, Herman Cain, candidates like that. Romney was able to win with the establishment backing. And like I said, Trump did speculate about running, but didn't, because he did speak at CPAC and things like that. And he decided not to run. Of course, didn't run until 4 years later. But like I said, in this alternate scenario, I do got him as a nominee if he decided to run. And we'll see how he could do against the incumbent president. Now, I believe Trump would definitely do better than Romney in this scenario. I'm just going to go ahead and say that because, of course, Trump's better appeal than Romney, who was more of the establishmentarian candidate. I could say Trump having the better populist appeal, especially in the Midwest, like he did in 2016 against Hillary. But anyway, starting out, we're going to start on the West Coast. I believe these states, of course, will stick with Obama pretty easily. Washington, Oregon, California, of course, very progressive on economic and social issues. I say him winning those, no problem. I say Trump taking these easily. Idaho, Montana would be pretty likely, in Wyoming, as well as Utah, of course, and Warmer Belt, social conservatism and economic conservatism that Trump will run on. I believe you take these, of course, North Dakota, South Dakota. I think it would take all of Nebraska in this case because Romney did win the second district and Trump won in 2016. So I think it would take the second by a couple of points or so. I think it would take Kansas, of course, Oklahoma, and Texas fairly easily, as it wasn't as contested in 2012, and Romney was a better fit for the suburbs in the state. I say Trump taking about the same margin, maybe even the 2016 margin, but probably a little better, about 10 or 11, I would say. And the Deep South here, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, states that he won 2016, of course, and resonated well in Appalachia due to his populist rhetoric, and Missouri as well. Indiana, I think, would be pretty likely. I don't know if Trump would have chose Pence in 2012 as his running mate, but I believe the state would be pretty likely since it was for Romney and the way it trended to the right after Obama won in 2008. South Carolina, too, of course. And those are about all the safe states, I believe, for Trump. And more Obama states, I believe, would be his home state of Illinois, of course. Hawaii and Alaska, I'll give to Trump, of course. The Northeast here, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, and Washington, D.C., and Vermont and New York. And now these more competitive states and also West Virginia, I believe, are good for Trump. But moving on to the rest of these, like I mentioned, I'm going to go ahead and actually do the Midwest first, Iowa and Ohio. They were states won by Obama because he had good working class appeal in these states, and of course he had the recession in 2008, and the economy recovered somewhat. It was slowly recovering, but it did recover somewhat from 08, and Obama was able to do good in these states because of like the auto bailout and things like that. I do believe Trump would be more competitive in these states, though, because of his populist appeal that he had in these states in 2016, and he was able to win them. I do think they would still be narrow, though, with this being 2012. We actually see Trump flipping these states, Iowa and Ohio, because of that populist appeal that he had in 2016. These states, and not being an establishmentarian candidate like Romney, it didn't resonate well with working class whites in these states. And I say Trump resonating better with them like it did in 2016. So I do see him actually narrowly flipping these states against Obama for the reasons I mentioned. I say Obama still taking Pennsylvania, though, as of course there was a bigger margin over Romney than Trump winning against Clinton, because Obama still had his working class appeal as well. So that's why I see him hang on to Pennsylvania in this case, but I think it would be tightened up, narrowed up because of Trump's populist rhetoric as well. I see that state edging out Obama because of being the incumbent, and the somewhat recovering economy would be to Obama's advantage. Uh, Georgia down here, forgot about. I think it was pretty likely to save for Romney. And I see Trump doing the same because it wasn't as contested as 2016 and 2020. But back to the Midwest here. I believe Minnesota would be pretty solid for Obama. I believe it wasn't as contested as 2016 when Hillary wasn't really liked in the state. They liked Bernie more. But I say Obama taking that by a solid margin with this being 2012. I believe Wisconsin, Michigan would be narrowed up too because of Trump's populist message, right-wing populism. But I think Obama would still edge out him because of his working class appeal as well. And like I said, the recovering economy would be to his benefit, I believe, like I talked about in Pennsylvania. Virginia here, of course, they vote for Obama by at least, I think, 2 point some points, about 3 points for Obama over Romney, because Romney did have better appeal in the suburbs of the state. And of course, I don't really see Trump having as much appeal in Nova like Romney did because of being the more outsider candidate and populist candidate. So I still see this going to Obama probably about 5 points or so, like a 2016 type margin. It would definitely do great in the rural parts, but like I said, just the Nova suburbs would be too much to overcome. So I see that still edging out Obama. I do see Trump winning North Carolina by a few points or so because he did in 2016, 2020 after a win for Obama in 2008, but Romney was able to win the state in 2012, so I believe Trump would as well since he didn't win it both times in his run, like I mentioned. These other western states over here, I believe Arizona would be pretty solid for Trump. I don't know if he would have been as brash in 2012. Maybe he would have, because like in 2016, 2020, when the state was closer, of course, Trump turned off a lot of like Mormons in the state who didn't really like his rhetoric. So that's why these states had tightened up in 2016, 2020. But since Trump was able to win in 2016, I think he would win by about the same margin against Obama in this 2012 matchup. I believe Obama would still take Nevada. I believe it would be closer because of Trump's rural appeal in the state, but because of Clark County and suburbanites like in Vegas would still stick with Obama, I believe. So I believe he won that by a couple of points or so. I believe he would still take Colorado. I believe it was about a 5 point margin over Romney. So I think it would stick with Obama because of Colorado's trend to the left. Same with New Mexico. I think it was about a 10 point margin, wasn't as contested. So I see that sticking with Obama. And he does get reelected there with 271 electoral votes. But for the rest of these states, I believe 3 out of 4 electoral votes will go for Obama in Maine. I could definitely see the second tightening up because Trump did win it in 2016, 2020 because of his populist appeal in the rural part of the second district. But I think since it was a pretty substantial margin for Obama, I think he could still hang on to it because it has decent appeal in the district too. So I think that would edge out Obama still, but I believe it would definitely be closer in that second district. So I will give all Maine to Obama still. New Hampshire, I think would go Obama, probably by about the same margin like it did over Romney. Of course, Trump came close to winning in 2016. That was because they really dislike Hillary. But I think since Obama had better appeal in the state than Hillary with college educated, would hang on to him. And this just leaves the state of Florida, which is Trump's second home state at the time and current home state. It was narrow between him and Romney, as it always has been for years. I'm going to actually look at the exact margin real quick to show you how close it was between Obama and Romney. And of course, went for Trump in 2016 and 2020, being his second home state at the time. And then, like I said, current home state. So there you see it was about a point or less. A margin of 0.88%. And I think Trump would definitely improve in the panhandle like he did in his actual runs, over better than Romney. I still say being close, of course, but I think Trump would actually narrowly flip Florida because of his second home being his second home state at the time. I think, like I said, the state would narrowly flip him because I see him improving on in the panhandle, and I think that would be enough to actually narrowly take the state against Obama. There we go. Okay. But anyway, that's not enough as Obama still narrows out a victory here, as you see there. 279 to Trump's 259. So about a 20-point electoral win for Obama. If you like this video, just like, comment, subscribe. If you agree with it or not, just comment below your thoughts on this. I thank you for watching. Subscribe and hit the bell for notifications if you haven't. And I'll see you next time.